From ABC4 News, coronavirus preparation versus panic.
Thank you for joining us tonight for this special presentation, Coronavirus Preparation versus Panic. I'm Glenn Mills. We begin tonight with a look at the best ways to maintain a healthy diet during a time of pandemic. We know it's not easy. Many of us are in isolation and are trying to limit our trips to the grocery store, which means making sure our families are getting the level of nutrition they need has become even more of a challenge. We turn now to Elizabeth Hanna, a nurse practitioner at St. Mark's Weight Treatment Center. Elizabeth, great to have you. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us.
Thank you for having me.
Very important conversation, staying healthy during this trying time. So as many of us are in isolation or quarantine, it may be easy to let our diets fall by the wayside. What are some of the nutritional pitfalls that we really should be looking out for during this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really easy to try to treat this like it's a sick day or an extended vacation. And it's important to actually stick with a routine like you would normally so that you avoid sort of endlessly snacking and doing the sort of things that you do on vacation and treating yourself daily. It's really tempting to do that. And another big thing I think people are doing is a lot of binge watching of TV. I mean, Tiger King came out, we all went crazy. It's time to step away from the TV. Don't eat in front of the TV. Take that time as family time. You know, there's studies that show that when we eat in front of the TV, we tend to not only eat more, but people actually don't even remember what they eat. So take time away from the TV.
Yeah, I think we could all take a look at our lives right now and say, I could probably improve in that area. We'll get into a little bit more of that in just a minute. But first, you know, we're really trying to limit our trips to the grocery store. So with that in mind, what are some healthy foods we can keep in our houses that might stay longer in the fridge or even in our cupboards?
Yeah, I think I've definitely started reverting to canned and frozen fruits and vegetables more than I do normally. And there's a lot of really great things. There's a lot of frozen fruits that are already cut up, and you can throw those in a blender with some kefir, which is like a liquidy kind of yogurt that's packed with probiotics, that has more probiotics than regular yogurt. You can make a really healthy smoothie out of that. So don't be scared of the frozen and the canned vegetables. Sometimes I think we avoid those, but they're packed with nutrients too.
So kind of going back to the binge watching thing, the other day I was binge watching and I went through some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups pretty quick without even really realizing it. I have a feeling that's probably going to be part of your next answer. Foods that we should avoid right now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all guilty of that kind of thing. You sit down, I mean, look at the movie theater. That's probably the only time we would sit down and eat a tub of popcorn that big is in a darkened theater, and we're like, oh my gosh, really, did I really eat that? So, you know, we do that at home too. Just try to not indulge so much. I think that one of the other things that a lot of us are doing is trying to support local businesses, and there are other local businesses besides restaurants that are hurting right now too. So maybe instead of reaching for the takeout menu, think about sending somebody flowers or going to the bookstore, and you can order books online. It's doing something a little bit more creative to support some of the local businesses, not just the restaurants.
Any other tips to avoid stress eating, like maybe more healthy things we could be eating instead of the junk food?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the stress eating things that I tend to do is I want something crunchy. So, you know, carrots are a great thing to replace instead of chips, and tortilla chips especially. That's like my guilty pleasure. So try to replace it with something like that. But I think that something that's really important to do is to make sure that you're doing something physical every day, and then also something creative every day. You know, not just emptying out your closet or reorganizing the garage, but something actually creative that is enriching your life. You know, what is that thing that you have put off? Do that, and that'll distract you from wanting to go back to your well-stocked fridge.
I would imagine lately you get a lot of questions about foods that could potentially boost our immune system. What are you telling people when you do get that question?
You know, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you eat a diet that's full of ultra-processed foods, a handful of berries is not going to fix that. You know, if you don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, now's a good time to start. Don't think about just depriving yourselves, but start to add those healthy fruits and vegetables into your diet. One thing I see in my clinic a lot, though, is in Utah we are notoriously deficient in vitamin D, and that might be something that people want to talk to their healthcare providers about. It's important in the immune system as well as a ton of other systems in the body. It's not even fully understood in the way it works in a lot of ways, but vitamin D3 is something that a lot of us are deficient in.
Okay, any other tips or advice to keep in mind as to help us eat healthier while in isolation?
I think one thing that we all need to think about is that this is temporary. It will pass. You know, if you have put on a few pounds or if you put on more than a few pounds, don't beat yourself up. There's a multi-billion-dollar industry that is designed to make us feel guilty and try to tackle that on our own. It is actually a health issue. Obesity is a chronic condition. Go and seek help from professionals. At St. Mark's, we have a comprehensive team. We have registered dietitians, lifestyle coaches, and then I take a medical approach to try to help people reach their goals in a sustainable way. So get help.
And I also know that, which is very convenient in this day and age, that you guys have a telehealth option. Where can people connect with you guys and take advantage of that?
Yeah, if they go to weightlossutah.com, they can help them schedule an appointment, and telehealth is an option, so they don't have to leave their home, they don't have to drive up to St. Mark's. It's been great. I've actually really enjoyed doing the telehealth. That's been a silver lining for me.
Okay, and any advice on getting out and moving? That's probably important as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're so lucky. We don't have the population density of New York or any of these bigger cities. We can get out, and you can still keep your 6 feet away from people. Put on a mask, go for a walk. You know, if you are somebody that can't wear a mask, just make sure that you're giving people plenty of distance. Get out there. I mean, it sounds like we're going to have some really great weather, so get out and take advantage. Okay,
Elizabeth Hanna, great information and tips for us tonight. A nurse practitioner and weight treatment center at St. Mark's. Thank you so much for what you do and for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you.